Who is this girl everyone's talking about? And why is she the center of all this attention? Could it be true that she came from a country that doesn't even exist in our world?
Breaking news, a woman has landed at JFK Airport with a passport from a country that has never existed.
Everyone's talking about this story. Some say it's real, others say it's fake, but no one really knows the truth. What's the full story behind this woman, and what exactly happened? That's why in today's video, I'm going to explain everything from start to finish. Why, how, and most importantly, whether this whole story is actually true or not. I've done all the research for you to give you the full, complete version, so you won't need to watch anything else. So, stay with me until the end to understand everything. Before we start, for those who stumbled upon this video by chance, we are a family of 260 curious minds who love exploring strange mysteries and learning from them. Subscribe to our channel and be part of our journey to 100,000 subscribers. Follow me on all social media platforms and you won't regret it, because as we always say, every story, no matter how familiar, is never the same when I tell it. This story begins on what seemed like an ordinary day at John F. Kennedy Airport in New York, USA. It was a bit crowded, like most days, but among all those travelers, one woman stood out. When she reached the passport check, the immigration officer took her passport to examine it. Then he froze. The passport said, Republic of Torenza. He frowned. He had never heard of such a country in his entire career. "Ma'am, where exactly are you from?" She replied with complete confidence. "From Torenza, of course. It's between Spain and France. You don't know it? Remember this detail. Between Spain and France, because it will be important later." The officer chuckled a bit and said, "Ma'am, there is no country by that name. Not between Spain and France, not anywhere in the world." But she looked at him with the same certainty any of us would have about our own homeland. "No, you're wrong. My country exists." Then she pulled out her phone and showed him a map where a small country called Torenza was clearly marked between Spain and France. But when the officer took the phone to look closer, the name disappeared. The map showed only the Pyrenees Mountains, no trace of any country called Torenza. That's when things started to spiral out of control. The woman was taken to an interrogation room for a deeper investigation. When they examined her passport, everything looked official. Stamps from Japan, Germany, and even Canada, all perfectly authentic. But when the officers contacted the embassies of those countries to confirm the stamps, they all gave the same response. "We have no record of this country, and we've never seen or processed this woman." Suspicion grew quickly. They decided to hold her overnight while they investigated further. She was placed in a secure hotel room near the airport, with 2 guards outside her door. The idea was to let her rest for a bit. Maybe she was just exhausted from travel and confused. They'd question her again in the morning. Naturally, the room was under full video surveillance. A few hours later, when the investigators came back to question her, she was gone. No trace of her passport, or her luggage. Nothing. They rushed to check the security footage, and what they saw was chilling. The woman began to slowly fade, her body dissolving until she vanished completely. The video quickly disappeared from public records. Some say the US government erased it to keep the story hidden, but soon, news of the woman from Torenza spread across social media, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. People started forming their own theories. Some claimed she came from a parallel universe. Others believed she was a time traveler. Whatever the truth is, no one has ever seen her again. Before I tell you the truth behind this story, there's something strange you need to see first. This woman's story isn't new, and it's not the first time something like this has happened. More than 70 years ago, there was a nearly identical case known as the Man from Torenza. In 1954, a man arrived at Tokyo Airport with a passport issued by a country called Torenza, a country that, just like before, doesn't exist anywhere on Earth. When questioned, he confidently said the same thing as the woman, that his homeland was between France and Spain. He looked perfectly normal, well-dressed, calm, and carrying official work documents. But when officials couldn't find any record of a country named Torenza, they decided to keep him overnight for investigation. He was placed in a hotel room under surveillance with guards stationed outside his door. By morning, he was gone. No trace of him, his passport, or his belongings. Vanished. Just like the woman from Torenza. At the time, people believed he came from another dimension or timeline, but in the end, the story turned out to be just an urban legend, a tale born from imagination and spread without any real source. It fascinated people because it played into ideas like parallel universes and time travel, so the story spread everywhere, even without evidence. Now, if we compare the two stories, both happened in airports, both involved passports from non-existent countries, both said their homeland was between France and Spain, and both individuals disappeared without a trace. The only difference? The woman's story came with a video. The first story happened long before the internet, so no fake footage could exist. But today, with advanced AI tools, creating realistic videos is easier than ever. What used to be an old-spoken legend can now be reborn as a digital hoax. So, Don't be surprised if you see new, mysterious stories that seem modern. They're often just old legends remade with AI visuals to make them look real. When this new video started spreading online, journalists and fact-checkers began investigating, just like I did. But neither they nor I found a single official record from JFK Airport, US immigration, or any verified CCTV footage. Official sources remained silent. Major international newspapers confirmed that the video was fabricated, likely AI-generated. While the visuals looked extremely convincing, realistic lighting, natural facial movements, authentic voices, experts noticed clear AI signs, subtle facial distortions between frames, minor spelling errors on the passport, inconsistent background textures. In conclusion, the Torenza woman story isn't real. It's a digital hoax created with artificial intelligence.